about me. My continuous and thriving life. My splendid cultural heritage. My way of living harmoniously yet differently. My surging present and future. There are so many voices about me. In the face of unknown, curiosity and fear coexist.
Was that the Chinese debt trap?
In the face of the others, acceptance and hesitation coexist.
It's very unfortunate for CNN.
The world is already familiar with my name. The world is still unfamiliar with my story. Now, I want to answer the world. Why China?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ruby from SICC. Today, as the poster and the trailer suggest, we are about to have a rather different column called Why China, about China's economy, science, technology, and innovation, and answers the world's questions about China's and the upcoming 19th Western China International Fair to be held in Chengdu City, Sichuan Province on June 29th until July the 3rd. And this is the first live streaming of the column in which we are about to talk about two major projects co-constructed by Sichuan and Chongqing, which are the Gaozhu News District and the Xintian Port. And first of all, I'd like to introduce our guest today, Professor Chen Guang, and from the Southwestern Jiaotong University, and also an expert in the field of science and technology, policy and public management, technology, innovation, and management.
主持人好，直播间的各位朋友，大家下午好，我是四川省委省政府决策执行委员、西南交通大学教授陈光。
Welcome, Professor Chen.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to give the floor to another friend today with us, Chongqing, Chongqing International Communication Center. Now let's hear what's going on their side. Hello, Echo.
Hello, Ruby. Hi. So I'm not gonna be the man on the main screen, right? Like this. I'm sorry. Like this,
Sure.
right?
Okay.
Hello. Hi, everyone. This is Echo from Chongqing, and I'm really glad to co-host in the show with SICC on the topics of the great opportunity for the Western China. And our reporter Zhi today is arrived at the Xintian port, one of the three core ports for railroad water combined transport in Chongqing, to promote the development of the Belt and Road Initiative in the Yangtze River Economic Belt and build a shipping center in the upper reaches of the Yangtze River. It is the gateway to the east of the Chengdu-Chongqing Economic Circle and the key project of Sichuan-Chongqing cooperation. This is going to be a really great show today. Please stay tuned with us and feel free to leave your comments on our channels on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And please subscribe to us to support us. And thank you. Back to you, Ruby.
Okay, hi, Echo. And now we already know that the Gaozhu New District is the only cross-provincial new area approved and established by Sichuan and Chongqing. And so what is like? Let's welcome Millie from SICC. Hello, Millie. Are you there?
Wow, this girl has been dressing up today and she looks amazing.
Yeah, maybe she's at the border between Sichuan and Chongqing. and that was amazing. The view is amazing.
And the weather is really nice, and we are having a little bit connecting problem, but that's
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Okay, she's back.
Okay, back online, finally. Hey guys, thank you, Ruby, very much. And I have to say hello to Dr. Chen. So it's really nice to see you guys here. And welcome back to our live streaming program of SICC. This is reporter Millie from the Sichuan and Chongqing Gaozhu new area. It's really my honor here today with you guys because this is the first episode of our new column, Why China? And Why China, as Ruby said, it focuses on infrastructure, scientific, and education, different kinds of fields in China. And I really hope you guys can enjoy our new column, Why China? And as the first episode, our topic today will focuses on the joint establishment, especially between Sichuan and Chongqing. And it's not hard to understand, so just at the back of me, so here is a stone. And you can see the stone, the characters on the stone is Chongqing.Sichuan. So it's easy to see that this is the boundary marker stone. So it means, so in front of me is the land of Sichuan. So just in front of me is the landscape of Sichuan. The view is really remarkable. And if you go back to the stone, you can see another kind of marker here. So here you can see Sichuan.Chongqing. So if I'm now standing here, so I'm facing the landmark of Chongqing. So in front of me is the view of Chongqing. So this might be the closest town that I am to my old friend Echo. So please follow me. Let's take a look at the beautiful, marvelous view of this place. And actually, if you are familiar with our live streaming program, you must be familiar with me and Echo because we are kind of like collaborative because we have two different live streaming shows together. So the relationship between me and Echo reminds me of the relationship between Sichuan and Chongqing. The collaborative relationship, during the week or even actually all the China all belong to Western regions of China, but Western regions of China in the past were totally different from what you can see now. Actually, one of the most apparent and the remarkable features of Western China is the abundant resources. Western parts of China as a whole holds very abundant resources, but the spare distribution of the cities makes the development of the western part of China lagged behind the development of the eastern part of China. That is why in 1999, Chinese government launched a very important strategy, which is called China Western Development. And this strategy focuses on the development of the Western regions as a whole. And one of the keywords of the strategy is synergy. And for me, I think the establishment and development of Chengdu and Chongqing Economic Circle can be seen as a resonance to the China Western Development because it also focuses on joint establishment. And Chongqing and other Western regions, which you can maybe in tomorrow or the day after tomorrow in our live broadcast show. And today, I mentioned before, I said good afternoon from the Sichuan and Chongqing Gaozhu new area. This place is really very special. This is the first new area which is jointly established by Sichuan and Chongqing. And this is also the first cross-provincial new area in China. It has really very significant meaning to Sichuan and Chongqing and also to the neighboring cities around Sichuan and Chongqing. As we've mentioned before, the development of Chengdu and Chongqing Economic Circle impose a great effect to the development of the Western regions as a whole. But it's not the issue for owning Sichuan or Chongqing. It is also the issue concerning the neighboring areas around the two cities. But there are also lots of people who are not living in Sichuan, not living in Chongqing. What can they do? So this is the meaning, and this is why we have to establish this kind of area. So the view is really good. So take maybe 5 or 6 seconds to enjoy the view first, and I will take you to a map.
Wow, that's really amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. And here, if you can see just behind me is the map of the Chengdu and Chongqing Economic Circle. So this is the regions of Chengdu, and this is the regions of Chongqing. But you can see we still have distances between the two. So the neighboring cities, if we can develop the neighboring cities, it will impose great and very positive effect to the development of not only Chengdu and Chongqing, but also the western regions. And here you can see a map about this Chengdu and Chongqing Gaozhu new area. How can we get the name Gaozhu new area? You can see here Gaotan Zhen. Gaotan town belongs to the Lingshui county of Sichuan, and so we take the Gao from the Gaotan town, and we take the Zhu from the Cizhu town in Chongqing's Yubei district. So we combine the two characters and then make it Sichuan Gaozhu new area. And this area started its establishment since 2020, and it really has very significant meaning to the neighboring cities because the policies between Sichuan and Chongqing are very different. But in this new area, the policies, they try to make the policies the same and beneficial to both people from Sichuan and Chongqing and also from neighboring cities. But the policies, as I've mentioned before, are different. So there must exist some kind of administrative barriers. That is why this new area can be seen as an attempt to explore the moderate separation of administrative zone and economic zone. And I'll take you guys to a very typical location where we can see more directly how can the administrative barriers between Sichuan and Chongqing be broken in such new area. And now we have to leave the place at first and then get onto the car and then go to that typical place. It will take you about a few minutes, but don't worry, don't get offline because the view, we can't miss the view, and I'll take you guys to see a guide board plate later. So let's go and just enjoy the view and hope you guys will not get bored about my voice.
No, we won't. Let's hit the road.
It's really hot, and very sunny. So it makes me feel like will get burned in a few minutes later if I'm not holding the umbrella.
You are
but the
doing
air
great.
is really good, so I have to say, and I love the white cloud and the blue sky. So let's get onto the car and go to that typical place.
Wow, the weather's fine. So from the map, we can see that the Sichuan and Chongqing
Our journey will start from now, and actually it took me about more than 5 hours to get to the new area from Chengdu. From Chengdu, and we took the high-speed railway train at first, and then we changed the car for about 1 hour and a half. So in total, about 5 or 6 hours. So I have to say it's a long journey. It's really tired and exhausted. But in the future, maybe in December this year, there will be a South to North Avenue. The project actually is also under construction, but will be put into full play in the December this year. And after the construction of the South to North Avenue, the distance between Chongqing to Gaozhu new area will be shortened into about 30 minutes. So it will be more convenient for people in Chongqing as well as people from Sichuan to get to the Gaozhu new area. And the construction of the South to North Avenue also can be seen as an effective way to build a better logistic channel for Chengdu and Chongqing, and also it will create, better chances for people to get into the place and work. Because if the journey is too long, if it's too tired, people will not choose to work in such kind of places. But if it only takes 30 minutes to go from Chongqing and Sichuan to get to the place, there will be a better choice. So let's looking forward to welcome the finish of the construction site of the South to North Avenue.
Wow. So people maybe if people live in Sichuan, they can work in Chongqing, and if they live in Chongqing, they can also work in Sichuan. So maybe especially for the people in Guang'an, it's more convenient for them to commute between the two cities, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it will create more job vacancies because if the logistic channels are, constructed better, there will not be. You don't need the transportation hub or transit center in between Sichuan and Chongqing. You can take this new area as the transportation hub. So there will be more job vacancies here. So more people are more willing to work in the new area, and the future of the area will be very bright.
Yes.
Now we're about to get to the place, and actually it's hard not because that place we've just seen is the boundary marker, right? So it's really hard to say I'm in Chongqing or I'm in Sichuan. But maybe in about 1 minute you will see a road guide plate where you can clearly identify where you are.
Cool. Okay, let's see what we can see that right there.
So just around the corner.
So close.
Maybe 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm. So excited. Is that the one you are talking about?
So here you can see the Sichuan Gaotan Zhen, the guide plate. So that means if you cross the border, then you will get into the region of Sichuan, and if you go out of the border, then you will get to the region of Chongqing. So it's really literally the border, and that is all I want to show you at the first part. And maybe I will see you guys in about 5 minutes, and we'll head into a service hall where you can have more direct view of how this new area break the administrative barriers and be beneficial to people from Sichuan and Chongqing. So see you guys later.
See you, Millie. See you later.
See you later.
So, Professor, we just arrived at the Gaozhu New District, and I want to know, when I heard about the existence of the Gaozhu New District, I'm really curious about what problems have the Gaozhu New District solved, and is there any inspirations for other cities in China or even other countries and regions for them to learn? 就是高渚新区对于其他区协调发展这个问题。
刚才看到我们主播在四川和重庆的毗邻处啊，然后做介绍的时候，你的感受是什么呀？
我就觉得就是感觉对于两地的人民都非常的方便。
我的感受就是阳光灿烂，风景特好。当然我讲的风景呢，实际上是四川和重庆发展的一个非常重要的一个高渚新区建设的这样的一个风景，改革的风景。你问题提得很好，就是说高渚新区到底它给我们其他的地区的发展，包括全国的其他区域发展带来什么样的有益的启示？我们知道四川和重庆呢，至少有2个国家级新区，大概有将近6个省级新区，但是高渚新区呢是唯一的一个是跨省2省共建的，也是代表成渝双子星圈建设的积极的一种成果、标志性成果的这样一个新区。主要2点，第一点呢，当我们经济发展到这个阶段的时候呢，特别需要的是把我们的具有这种强大的这种行政驱动力的行政力、执行力和这种反映经济发展规律的经济区的这种活动结合在一块的。所以实际上高渚新区呢，赋予了它一个非常重要的任务，就是怎么样把经济区和行政区适度分离， 既满足行政的驱动性，也满足这经济发展的活力。那么它现在做得非常好，这2个区共同搭建的这样一个新区，这里面有2级政府共同派遣的组织机构构建出来的一个架构。这是我看到的，在整个中国的改革开放的这个行政区域发展过程当中呢，可能最鲜明的一个有2个区域、2个行政主体，共建的一个一体化的制度结构，这是一个非常重要的一个尝试。这个尝试本身它意义已经超过了成渝地区的这个范畴，这第一个。第二个呢，所有的一个区域合作呢，实际上非常重要的解决一个问题，就是说怎么样子有一个非常好的一个合作机制。那么如果有了成本怎么解决？如果有了收益怎么解决？那么在我们的高度新区当中呢，非常好的把这种成本本身怎么样分担，然后收益怎么样共享，做了一个非常好的甚至是五五开的这样的一个分析。这样呢，既有利于调动这种这个小区这个新区本身的它制度性，同时呢又对于相关的责任主体有这样的这个发展积极性。就这2点实际上在我看来都是值得我们的关注，而且我们也期待它取得成就，然后呢取得可供其他区域来推广复制的，属于我们这个四川和重庆共同建设的、共同见证的发展出来的一个新的一个经验。
As the professor said, there are 2 major achievements for that matter. First is that there is a breakthrough between the management and the management system between the 2 sides. First of all, 3 years ago, there are no settlements for addressing at all. And for a new district like Gaozhu new district and to settle in, and there are around 6 new districts in Western China, but the Gaozhu new district has made a big breakthrough because first of all, they have managed to break the administrative barriers and the economic barriers between the 2 sides, and they have come up with a uniform system, uniform framework between the 2 sides to work to operate this new district. And the second of all, the second achievement is because it has solved the problem of who invests and who profits and how. And the 2 sides will both invest in some money and some human resources into some big projects. And also the 2 sides will also profit from it, from the big projects, such as some projects in the Chengdu-Chongqing economic circle, and also they will consider the proportion of the 2 sides who invest what's proportion, and according to the proportion, they will divide the bonus and 2 sides, and they have come up with the idea of a cooperation, and it operates in a cost sharing and revenue sharing manner. To be specific, it means that Sichuan and Chongqing will invest together, and that's ensure the development of the investment mechanism. So that's the first question. Let's see if we can watch a video about the Gaozhu new district to know more about it.
check. Can you hear me, guys? Okay, so now I'm in the typical location as I've mentioned before, and I have to say something about the door. So this door is named as walk in one door, and you can deal with the issues concerning two provinces. And let's get inside first. And actually, on my right hand is the taxation service hall, and on my left side is the public service hall. So now I'm in a very complex public service hall, and inside which you can see a very big screen just behind me. So take a look first. So it is about taxation, as I've seen, and you can see just now some tax evidence and statistic evidence about the tax revenue about the from the Gaozhu new area, and because we can't see the screen just now, so here you can see the reform of taxation should focus on Chengdu and Chongqing, and this is what I have to mention. It is the first cross-provincial taxation service center, and I'm really wanting to know what kind of functions can I do here, and what kind of functions does this place can offer. So here, at the very beginning, you can see here is the taxi guide desk, and in front of us, if you look up, you can easily see its consultation area. So if you are the owner of the enterprises, or you are individuals who wanted to deal with your tax related matters, then you can come here and to have a basic consult at the very beginning. And then if you get closer into the functional area, then you can see 4 machines. So here are 4 machines, and the machine is like, for me, I think it is the tax-related and self-help machine. So, for example, if here is the self-identity card, if I place my self-identity card, then I can choose the issue that I want to deal with, and the machine can help me with my issues. And if you set eyes to this place, so you can see here is also the self-help zones, but this is more related about the invoice. And I want to ask, how can I use, or how can these functions be, put into full play? So I want to find someone and ask him to help me a little bit about that. 哎，你好，请问怎么称呼呢？
我是刘。
你好，刘老师。我想请问一下，就是我们这边的这一排机器是主要干什么的呢？
这边的机器是我们的这边的机器是我们的一个自主办税区，然后主要是那个设置的川渝高州新区税务局的电子税务局，然后可以同时登录四川、重庆的电子税务局。
Wow, so the computers here can also log into both Sichuan and Chongqing taxation system, and it is interconnected. So if you want to get your own invoicement, then you can choose to use these computers, and in about 5 or 6 minutes, then you can get your invoice from the machine here. But what is special here today is, instead of the self-help machines, we also have tax service area. So here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 windows. And here are 4 windows, but what is special is the computers in 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 windows are interconnected. The system between Sichuan and Chongqing's tax bureaus are interconnected. So which means if you are from Chongqing, then you can also deal with your tax-related issues in this place. If you are from Sichuan, you also can do it here, and you can deal with about 62 kinds of tax-related issues just in the 1, 2, 3, 4 computers. And I saw some people who are doing their tax-related things, and I want to find 1 or 2, maybe 1, to see what kind of issues is she or he dealing with. So maybe the one in white T-shirt. 你好。你好，请问就是您今天主要是可以方便拿着吗？请问您今天主要是来办理什么业务呢？
我主要是来办理的这个国家的一个退税的。
退税的对。那请问您的企业或者主要是在哪些领域提供经营服务？
我们主要是提供的是一个劳务派遣的服务，为各园区的一些企业提供一些基本的一些劳动力这样子的。
那请问就是您在这里办税，跟您过去的那个办税方式相比，有什么心得体会？觉得在我们高竹新区办税有没有什么给您特别的感受呢？
最大的一个感受吧，就是距离吧，比较近，然后可能这一个通知也是比较及时的，就像这一次嘛，我可能是忘记办理这个退税业务了，然后退税员就会办理的经办人员就会特意给我们打电话来通知，叫我们去办这一项业务，所以我觉得还是比较亲民的一个。
那您请问就是来到这里办税有没有感觉就是比较方便？
是对，就可能
体现在哪？
交通一个距离嘛，还有一个主要是我们可能也不太懂流程，然后这些经办人员就会很亲切的为我们介绍这样子。
谢谢你，谢谢。
没事。
So I've just interviewed one customer here who is doing her tax-related issue, and actually her enterprises focuses on human resources, and she is doing her tax refund here today. She has some special feelings of doing her tax-related issue in Gaozhu new area. For example, the most apparent reason she chose here to do her tax-related issue is because it is really convenient, especially in the distance, because it's more convenient for her to get into the place instead of getting to Chongqing or getting to Sichuan. And she also mentioned the clerks here are very patient because actually she forgot to deal with her tax refund matters, but someone here phone called her, make a phone call and asked her to don't remember to do your tax refund issues here. So she thinks it's really a good place. And I also have some few questions about the policies of the two places, but I'm not sure, so I need maybe one more interview questions here. 您好，刘老师，刚刚就是我想就是就这个税务的问题再多请教您一下。就是主要是我想请问一下那个我们这个川渝高竹新区税费征管中心嘛，它的建设和投用，就是在您看来有哪些特别的目的和意义？
目的最基础的目的就是方便新区纳税人就近办税缴费。第二个是响应成渝地区成渝双城经济圈建设，推动双方那个税收协作。第三个是成为探索经济区与行政区适度分离改革的试验田，这是我们的3个目的。
那我们为什么会有就是税费统一的这么一个需要呢？
因为目前的话，就是说每一个地方的行政壁垒，导致的每个地方的政策它是不一样的，政策的不一样会导致资源要素的自由流，会阻碍资源要素的自由流动。就是通过税费的统一、政策的统一，实现打破这种行政壁垒，实现那个资源要素的一个快速的自由的流动。
谢谢。那我想请问，现在我们这个税费统一，它主要依据什么样子的标准？
我们这边的话是税负从轻、程序从简，流程从。
就是主要我们这个税费它是从低的嘛，对吧？
政策从优，税负从。
能不能给我们举一个税费从低的例子，方便就通俗易懂一点的？
比如说这边的土地使用税，渝北是4块，我们宁水是3块。好，然后高竹新区的话，当时就按照税负从低的原则，程序从优的税负从低的原则就变成了2块。
所以说最终是在我们新区的话，这项税是2块钱。
对。
那现在大概有多少项税是已经实现了统一的呢？
我们有51项。
现在有51项的税政策已经实现了统一了。好的。那您觉得就是这个税费统一，我们对企业最直接的影响是什么？
第一个肯定就是减轻了一个企业的一个税收负担嘛，增加了他们的投资意愿。然后有力的推动了那个新区这边的一个建设和发展。
好的，谢谢。那目前我们新区这个办税的业务量怎么样？
目前的话，去年2022年是7万多笔，今年上半年已经是接近4万笔，39000多笔。
就是今年上半年基本上已经接近4万笔了。
对。
好的。那请问一下，就是您自己对于新区未来就是有没有什么寄望和期待？
希望新区能够成为一个改革的政治高地，然后成为一个推动经济发展的一个经济强区，然后人民生活幸福的一个绿色环保，人民幸福安康的一个 幸福之地吧。
谢谢你。So I've just interviewed one officials here, and he said I asked 3 questions. So question 1 is why we have this kind of taxation service center. Why should we build in such a new area? And he told me one of the most important reason is this kind of place, it will be very convenient for taxpayers residing in all areas. So it will be more convenient for them to deal with their tax-related matters. And also, it helps the development and construction of Chengdu and Chongqing economic circle. But more importantly is that the policies, especially taxation policies between Sichuan and Chongqing, are different. And there are lots of kinds of different policies existing. But now they have already recommended 51 policies into the same policy, which means in Gaozhu new area, the taxation policies you can find 51 is the same, and then you can better give services to taxpayers in Chengdu and Chongqing. And my second question is, he said the leveraging taxation standards are the same here. Why we should, do this kind of thing, and what is the standard of it? He gave me one example. For example, one taxation in Chongqing is 4 yuan, and then one taxation standard in Lingshui County is 3, and then in Gaozhu new area, the taxation amount will be in 2. So it's gives the lower standard of the number, but it do best and becomes the most convenient and try to provide the best service to the taxpayers. And the last question is about the total amount of the taxation and his own expectation of the future of the new area. And he told me so far till now there are 40,000 different kinds of tax matters are dealt here, and he himself wanted to want the taxation service center become the pioneering the reform of the moderate separation between economic zone and administration zone. So he wants this kind of place to become a very pioneering place, which can help people residing in the area live a better quality of life by give a better, and more scientific taxation policy. And not only about tax, this place is also concerning some administrative public services. So here, as we can see now, so the very big screen in front of me, it says 川渝Gaozhu New Area Public Service Center. And this center is a little bit different from the taxation center. It is also the first cross-provincial public service center too. And here you can see a machine, although it is not in use now, but if you have something to do here, then you can put your identity card here and then get a queuing number and then do some, the service here. So if you look a little bit up now, you can see different kinds of windows. So these windows are very clearly define the function of this place. For example, we can see the marketing supervision window. We can see the natural resources. We can see the scientific, the service windows. And what draws my attention the most is the one-step quality service here. And I really want to know, how can we define the one-stop quality service? Maybe I also need some help, so I will ask the clerk just beside me and let him tell me what is the meaning of the one-stop quality service. 您好。我刚刚就是进来看到说我们这里有很多不同的窗口嘛，然后这里又有一个一站式质量服务，然后我就非常好奇，就是我们这个政务中心它怎么样子实现了这个一站式这个质量服务的？
我们主要是通过那个四川省的一个川直通。川直通这个平台呢，在这个平台上有重庆的企业，也有四川的企业在里面。好，是为新区的企业呢，它提供一个从生产、从建设一直到投产 乃至于后面投产过程中的特种设备检测呀，还有它的质量体系保护啊，都有等等一切提供服务，它实现了一种跨川渝两地的跨区域的一个质量基础服务。
Okay, thank you. So maybe if you get closer, you can see the self-help machine, and it says Sichuan Quality Guide. So for example, if I use the platform, I can see the Sichuan government website as well as Chongqing government website. And if you just browse the website, you can see many numbers here. So it means if you are a company from Sichuan and you want to get the quality service, maybe in the past you can only get services from enterprises from Sichuan, but just with this single machine, you can get services from Chongqing and Sichuan. So maybe the prices will be cheaper and it will be very cost effective for the owner of the enterprises. And I still have some questions to ask. So maybe let's listen to what our interviewee will tell us. 我还有几个就是小的问题想请教一下你。就是我们现在这个政务中心，它主要服务的群体和对象是哪些呢？
主要服务的群体主要是新区的招商引资企业这块。为企业提供这个生产建设，从这个市场准入注册登记，一直到它的投产，正式建设竣工完成以后投产，整个全过程的全方位的一个建设手续啊，还有它的备案啊，还有它的等一系列的一些行政审批手续。
那我们就是这个政务中心的建设和投用，其实我可以理解成它就是川渝通办的体现。
它可以理解这个，因为在高祖新区它本身就是川渝两地是渝北和广安他们共建的一个园区嘛。好，是在这里为新区的来新区入驻的企业，它从重庆的、有四川的，是吧？它的实际上是为新区的两边的企业提供服务，也就是川渝通办的一种具体表现。
那川渝通办其实，对您刚刚说的就是就是它有很多不同的就是企业入驻在这里面，它对企业和市民其实有哪一些实打实的好处呢？是能够感受得到的。
感受到，比如说它两边的比如说新区的企业，它不用到重庆或者到邻属四川的县城里面去办理相关手续，只是这里就完成相应的手续的办理，它方便为它的办理的时间呢，方便它办理吧。缩短它的办理的时间，也节约它的一个运营成本。
那未来就是我们这个政务服务中心，就是还有没有哪一些就是举措，或者是您期待的方面，能够更好的帮助我们实现那种进一扇门办两省市？
希望呢就是两省市人大和两省市政府吧，尽快决定高祖新区的行政处理资格，同时呢把相应的行政权力下放在高祖新区。这样高祖新区就会在实现川渝两地的不同的政务服务事项，在新区得到一个统一实现标准流程和一个服务实现一个一体化实现真正的让这个川渝通办的一个提升的一个标准这样实现了一个一体化的一个行政的一个范围。
谢谢你。And I also asked 3 questions about the interviewees. And my first question is, what is the main audiences of this public service center? And I got the answer from 3 aspects. The first aspect is enterprises by individuals. And the second one is especially the industrial enterprises and also state-owned enterprises. So, and the construction of this place, the public service center, helps these all enterprises to get their administrative matters, be dealt with in a very fast and more convenient way. And my second question is, there is one policy. It's not policy, but there is one mechanism between Sichuan and Chongqing, which is called 川渝通办. And I don't know the scientific and the most accurate English translation about this one, but you can understand it as if you have something to deal with, especially the administrative affair, then you can do it both in Sichuan and both in Chengdu. And I asked him, does this place highly related to the the implementation of 川渝通办, and what kind of benefits can it bring to the people residing in the area and in Chengdu and Chongqing. And he answered me, he gave me the positive answer, and he said because in this place the enterprises are totally very different. So and the owners of these enterprises don't need to go to Sichuan or don't need to go to Chongqing to deal with the administrative affairs. They can do it in the Gaozhu new area. And as you can see, the different kinds of 9 windows from the construction of their enterprises to the use and the production of their enterprises, you can all deal with it in one place. For example, if I want to build or if I want to create my own business, then I have to get the qualification right, and then I can choose to do it in this machine. And then I want to get permission of the, I want to get the logical permission of the my own enterprises, my own business. Maybe I should go to the marketing supervision bureau to get some permission. But you don't need to go to that bureau. You just need to do these kind of things here in one place, and it will be very cost effective for the owner of the enterprises. And also, my last question is, what kind of services or what kind of benefits will this center and this place build to better, provide service to residents in Sichuan and Chongqing, also in Gaozhu new area. And he said he hoped the government government of Sichuan and Chongqing can, give more administrative power to the Gaozhu new area, and maybe in the future there will be more administrative barriers be broken, and people living in Sichuan and Chongqing will enjoy a more convenient atmosphere. The enterprises and individuals are more willing to do their business and settle down in this new area. And we really hope this place can have a very bright future. So this is all about my my presentation today, and I hope you guys really had a very good time. And actually, I myself learned a lot about this Sichuan and Chongqing Gaozhu new area. For example, there are many firsts. It is the first cross-provincial new area jointly built by Sichuan and Chongqing, also the first cross-provincial new area in China. Also, the taxation service center is also the first pioneering one in China. So this maybe give us some, better experience, or it's kind of attempt to try to build some new policies like the moderate separation between administrative zones and the economic zones. Maybe give some enlightenment to other places in China or other places in the world. So thank you today, and I hope you guys enjoy a lot. This is Millie from SICC. So I'll give my time back to Ruby and back to Echo from Chongqing.
Thank you, Millie. Thank you. And as Millie told us, there's a lot of convenience have been brought back to the Sichuan and Chongqing, brought to the Gaozhu new district. And so why does China develop Western area? Because generally speaking, we want to use the remaining economic development capacity of the eastern coastal areas to improve the economic and social development level of the western region and consolidate national defense. And just like what Millie has said in the service hall of the Gaozhu new district, and from the lady he interviewed, we can see that not only time has been reduced when they do business or do their own things, but also they can save money because the tax rate are different. So and for the next stop, the one-stop quality service, that sir just told us that many companies can also save their time to improve their efficiency for the startups and for the whole operating maybe procedures and paperworks, and all of the things can be a lot more convenient for the people, not only the people, but also the all of the companies in the two sides. And now I want to ask Professor the second question. And we know that the Western China International Fair is to be held on June 29th, and we have successfully held it for 18 fairs. And I want to know that the theme is called China's New Era, China's West's New Journey. So I want to know, why do we hold up to the idea of developing the Western China, and why do we call it new? What's new?
刚才在屏幕上看到我们在这个高州新区的政府中心啊，讲到川渝通办。实际上最早在2020年，国家定位川渝的发展，成渝双边建设发展时候呢，它有4个很清楚的定位。第一个呢，它成为全国有影响力的经济中心；第2个科技中心；第3个呢，改革开放高地。当然还有一个呢是人民群众的宜居地，社会宜居地。那么改开高地呢，从刚才的我们这个高州新区的政府中心的很多的表述当中呢，很清楚的看到，的确在许多方面都有很多改革的亮点，也完全有可能成为这个西部地区的改革开放的这个高地。那谈到西部的发展，当然马上谈到了说，我们现在马上要有一个西博会，是吧？那么西博会，跟比较年轻的同志来讲，给人感觉好像是每年都在做，是吧？那么今年应该是第19届吧？19届。那么第19届马上在月底月初把它开始了。我们要问就是说，那么这一次的西博会到底有什么新意呢？或者新在哪里呢？那么我们知道西博会已经成为整个西部地区，当然主要是四川，改革开放对外交流的一个品牌。到底新在哪里呢？我觉得可以从4个角度来考虑，来理解它的新。第一个呢，它是它的发展阶段的新颖性。换句话说，最早的西博会是在本世纪初，也就是2000年，2000年。换句话说，整个西博会呢是和整个21世纪同步的。现在已经20多年过去了。那么23年前的中国四川和重庆，和现在的中国的发展完全不一样，出了一个非常重要的阶段。那个时候我们还没有完成整个精准扶贫全面小康。那么现在呢，我们已经进入到了人均 GDP 到了11000美金，还有整个发展程度呢，已经到了工业化的后期。这样的发展阶段，说这个发展阶段呢，在召开这样的一种大规模的西博会，显然是一个发展阶段是不一样的，这是一个新。第2个呢是发展目标不同。在过去呢，我们考虑就是我们怎样有一个规模的发展，怎样有一个这个全面小康的一个建成。那么到2000年的20年代，就是21世纪20年代以后呢，我们现在发展目标发生了变化，新的目标不一样了，包括重庆和四川这类。我们现在面临的发展目标是2035年要初步实现、中部实现的话，这是一个全新的一个目标。换句话说，这个时候我们重新的要集体资源走向那个目标，怎么样形成中国特色的中国式的现代化，来实现这样的目标。重庆和四川呢，有幸成为国家的非常重要的一个战略组成部分，共同朝着这样的方向来挺进。那这个时候，我们的西博会当然有了更前瞻的目标的指引，往前面来进行。那第3个呢是发展环境完全不同了。现在20多年过去之后呢，我们发现我们的国际发展环境，包括国内经济发展阶段性，我们更强调的是国内大市场，强调的是产业发展的韧性，强调的是区域之间的合作，包括城域之间的合作。那这样的话，我们在新条件下，就有了这样的一个新的环境的变化，适应环境，我们就需要有新的一些政策，我们有新的一些应对，我们应该有新的发展思路。这是这一次的西博会里头我看到的第3个性，叫做环境性。第4个呢，当然是要求不一样的，有新的要求。要求就是说，我们现在的发展和20年前的发展不一样。我们现在特别需要的是一种高质量的发展，一种内涵式的发展，一种在合作共建当中的发展，一种改革当中不断的让改革释放活力，然后呢，既要保护环境，同时这个发展本身最后要更大程度的造福，它成果呢造福我们的人民群众，让他们有真正的获得感，有这种幸福感和这种安全感。这就是我们现在的发展要求跟以前完全不一样。
So Professor just told me that there are 4 new aspects in the theme of the new journey. First is the first we want to know that we are in a different and a new historical phase because we have entered in a different century, and we are a lot of different in before the 2000, and we have ushered in a new era, which naturally leads to the second new, which is the new development goals. We have more specific goals, and we have more broader goals for us to achieve. So moreover, the third new is that the situation has utterly changed in the aspects of economy, industry, and environment, politics, and in some international politics as well. So we are in a rather different new situation now. And the last new is that we have new requirements for all of the developments no matter in the West or in the East. So because we consider more about a higher level of development and look at problems from a larger perspective, because we are in all new era, and we have new goals, we have new situation, and we have a new requirements. That's why we call it a new journey, and that's why we call it a new era. And I want to know that for the second question, I want to know Sichuan has long been called the land of abundance, 也就是我们天府之国, the land of abundance. So why do we call it like that? And what resources we have advantages for, and how can we take all the opportunities for Sichuan to develop? Can you elaborate on that?
那么实际上我感觉我们每次直播呢都是中国包括我们成渝两地发展的一个非常重要的阶段性的这样的一个时刻吧。谈到西部大开发呢，实际上我们在西部的人都非常熟悉，但实际上西部大开发也经过2个阶段。第一个阶段呢，正好是在2000年开始的时候，本世纪刚开始的第一次开始启动西部大开发。到了20年代呢，开始实际上我们进入到了西部大开发的这样的一个新的阶段，叫新一轮的西部大开发。这是我们广大的西部地区呢，应该说发展非常重要的这个历史阶段。怎么理解这样的一个它的优势呢？包括重庆、四川和其他广大地区的西部地区来讲，我们在这个时候发展时候有什么样的优势？我觉得第一是我们的政治优势，应该说这次是第一次，历史上第一次，我们四川和重庆共同在2020年纳入到国家的政策当中去，作为成渝双城经济圈建设的一个政策，国家政策开始落地，这是非常重要的一个政策的红利。这是政策优势吧。第二个呢是西部地区，我们知道它有一种第二个优势叫什么呢？资源优势。你看我们西部地区应该说有最多的双遗产，也是最吸引这个全世界包括全国各地的人在这儿来参观游览的这样一个区域。它的自然的山水，它的美妙的这样的一个风土人情，包括我们国外的朋友都喜欢谈到四川的小吃啊，谈到这个重庆的这样的一种特有的这个风味，我们都倍感到这样子，就资源本身它具有优势。第三个呢，是我们还有具有人口和这种包括我们市场的优势。我们人口相对集聚嘛，就是带有这样的我发现有人口腹地，有市场腹地，也就意味着我们会有发展后劲。我们知道，所有的发展最后呢，需要市场有用户，有客户，有购买力，对吧？有这样消费的能力，有人口，有人流本身，人气本身带来的活跃，对吧？所以换句话说，我们不仅有自然资源的景观，还有我们的这样的人口腹地和广大的市场。市场本身，特别是在我们新格局的条件下，比如说我们现在发展是要以国内的兴化为主体的话，我们需要大量的国内的这样的一种消费群体，建立统一的国内大市场，形成这样的一个内需而导引的发展。我觉得这是第三个我们看得到的西部具有的优势。第四个呢，我特别想谈的是，我们还有一种什么优势呢？叫做工程优势。这是我新的概括啊。这概括完了以后，昨天我想了一下想法之后，我还觉得很可以琢磨。我们说这个中国在近些年来各地都在搞工程，但是工程最多、大工程最集聚的在哪里呢？恰恰是在中西部地区。中西部地区的工程呢，一方面是它的这种交通工程，一方面是能源工程，还有新基建工程。那这些工程本身呢，应该说都是我们的优势。比如说了这个交通工程，那么我们成都和重庆近些年来的高铁 我们的中欧的班列，包括我们交通呢，我们整个成渝地区呢，已经成为就是全国范围之内4个叫做综合性的国际枢纽。那么另外3个呢，就是京津冀、长三角和珠三角。成渝呢成为第4个交通枢纽，再加上我们这种高铁，包括地铁的连通，包括我们在重庆的这种立体式的交通景观，像魔幻的这样的一个景观呢，都让我们很羡慕啊。下面就我们说到这个四川成都的这个，比如说我们基本上可以这样讲啊，比如成都地铁呢可能现在第5位，它有时候第4位、第5位的，里程呢大概是500公里。我们基本上可以这样说，一个城市的地铁在中国排在第几，全世界排在第几。成都现在排在第5，那么全世界排在第5，那它就这样的一种状况。那再加上我们的海陆大通道，这个整个这个设施呢完善非常好，还有能源设施，包括我们的一些新基建，包括我们的东促西算，也包括我们的这个川启东送和西启东送。那这些呢是带来的就是我们交通、能源和新基建的搭建，构成了我们非常重要的发展后盾。所以说，西部的确相对说来呢，可能它发展稍微滞后一点啊，但是我们就后发优势。它具有我们谈到的这样的一种政策的优势，有资源的优势，有人口和市场的优势，也有我们所谈到的这样的工程优势。那么这些优势的集合呢，能够导引或者推动我们川渝两地呢，在未来的发展过程中更快、更好的这样的发展。特别是借助像世博会这样的一些平台，能够更好的有资源的汇入，有更好的这样的一个发展的这个动力的这个激发。
So in 2020, we have policy and paperwork to push forward the Western China to improve their achievements and their development. So there are basically 4 advantages for Sichuan and for Chengdu. And first of all, is the policy advantages, because policy is the most important thing before all of the following steps, because now Chengdu and Chongqing and Sichuan have won more attention than ever before. So in this new era, we are in a new phase of development, and the policies are the top priority for in Sichuan to grow, to launch more projects. And the second of all is the resources. Just like I said, Sichuan is called the land of abundance. So among the other Western areas, Sichuan is abundant in many natural resources, and such as the ecological resources, mineral resources, and so on. And also we have human resources, which will naturally, there are not so many cities with a population of 20 million. So this is definitely a third advantage, which will lead to a market advantage. We have positions, we have job vacancies for the unemployed. So the employment rate has been going up for all of the years, and the convenient transportation to help people to live an improved life in all aspects. And all of the above can imbue more energy into the development of Sichuan and of all the Western regions. And the last one is that we have the projects such as the Baihetan hydropower station that is co-operated with the Yunnan province, and also China Railway Express, which leads which will transfer the things of Sichuan or other Western regions to the outside, to overseas countries. And also the road the transportation infrastructures, and also some project like natural gas transmission from west to the east of China, right? And also Sichuan East Gas Transmission Projects, which transfers Sichuan's gas to the eastern China in the cities in the eastern coast. And also we have the newly proposed channel more computing resources from the eastern areas to the less developed western regions. And now, just as Professor Chen said, that we are now the 4th transportation center in China. If we can see that we are the 4th, we rank the 4th in China, we can see we rank the 4th in the world. So that's the confidence that we have in Western China, in Sichuan, and in the whole China. So that's what China got. And the last question I want to ask Professor is that we have known that a special exhibition hall has been set up at the 19th Western China International Fair, and that is called Chengdu-Chongqing Economic Circle Exhibition Hall. So what is the relationship between the Chengdu-Chongqing Economic Circle and the Western development? Why we set up a hall like that? And what is the driving effect of the construction of Chengdu-Chongqing Economic Circle on the Western development?
我不知道这次的世博会是不是第一次设了这个成语双建设，
好像是的，
是吗？这应该是非常具有代表意义，因为这个成语双经济圈建设已经有了3年时间，而我们世博会呢已经20多年时间了。那么有一个非常有趣的话题，就是说我们的成语的建设究竟在中国的版图当中，特别是在中国的西部的发展当中，到底它能扮演什么样一个角色？换句话，它的重要性、它地位怎么样来刻画它？那么我可以说2句话。我有数据。第一个话呢，就是说成渝本身或者说川渝两地呢，它实际上是中国西部经济社会发展的非常重要的一个高地。那这个高地本身呢，不是我们在这儿这种通过理论分析得出个结论。那么实质来看，就去年的把川渝两地的 GDP 加在一块儿，大概是8万亿。那8万亿呢，虽然在整个中国的大概120万亿的经济总量当中呢，它占了大概是在6.4%，好像不太高。但是把这个川渝两地经济总量加在一块儿，放到西部去看呢，占了整个西部的经济总量的30.2%，什么概念呢？也就是两地的经济总量相当于1/3的西部这样一个总量，所以它本身就成为了整个西部地区非常重要的经济发展高地，它也是规模最大、发展质量最好、发展要素最集聚的这样的一个区域，所以这就是它的一个地位。所以我们充分理解国家部署成渝双经济圈作为一个国家战略本身，这种它的深远的意义。就发展一个阶段，它需要有一个发展较好的区域呢，能够联手共同打造这个经济发展高地，进而呢带整体抬升整个中国西部的经济发展的质量水平。所以这就是我们成渝两地发展非常重要的第一个判断。第二个判断呢，我们成渝两地呢，应该说也集聚了由于过去的3线建设，由于在2020年以后的这样的一个长足的发展，实际上呢也集聚了大量的科技、教育和其他的这样的一个资源，也是我们西部地区乃至全国资源密度最大的区域，也包括我们的西部科学城，包括成渝综合科学中心的建设，也包括我们国家的战略资源投入，包括国家的这个重大装备等等吧，这样的一些基础设施建设，都让这个区域呢可以说具有牵动推动整个西部发展的这样的一个资源优势和它的这样的一个条件。这就是发展当中的，我想的话，国家在部署我们的这样的一个成渝双经济圈联手发展的战略的时候，一定考虑到的是发展本身要让成渝两地的老百姓受惠，得到这样的改革开放的红利。同时呢，不仅仅是得益于或者让这个发展本身受惠于我们成渝两地的人民，同时这个发展本身也是撬动中国经济发展更协调发展、更持续发展，整个西部经济高质量发展非常重要的一个动力源和增长器。这就是我对它的一个判断。
I understand. So Professor has just talked about 2 things to help us understand the relationship between the Chengdu and Chongqing economic circle. So first, we need to understand that we need regional coordinated development. When we are in a certain phase, it is an important strategy. And so Chengdu and Chongqing together has built this economic circle among the 12 provinces and regions in all of the Western region, in all of the Western developed strategy. Chengdu and Chongqing together can occupy a vast land. And in 2022, and the total economic output of Sichuan and Chongqing is about 8 trillion yuan, accounting for 1/3 of the entire Western region. So that's a lot. So we can know that Chengdu and Chongqing is on the way to sprout. So secondly, China will need innovation in the future. The pattern and the example which Chengdu and Chongqing have set has become a driving force in the Western China. And we have talked about the too much about Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei urban agglomeration and the Yangtze River Delta or the Pearl River Delta. But now Chengdu and Chongqing economic circle has become the fourth circle in China. So it will certainly help boost in the development of the whole Western area, right? Okay, now Gaozhu, after we have talked about so much about the 19th Western China International Fair and the development of the Western region in China of Sichuan of the Gaozhu New District, I think the audience might be curious about if there's any update from Chongqing. So let's give the floor back to Chongqing. Hey, Zhiyu, hey, what's new on your side?
Hi, can you see us now? Hi, so this is Zhiyu from Chongqing, and we are now at Xintian Port, Wanzhou, Chongqing. This is the phase 1 of the project, which is already put into operation, and the phase 2 project is jointly invested by Sichuan and Chongqing and is currently under construction. It's only 10 minutes away from us by driving, and as you can see, today is a really sunny day, and we are really lucky and honored to have the chance to give you a tour at Xintian Port. Today's tour is going to be divided into 5 parts. I'm going to give you a brief introduction of Xintian Port, leading to its 5 great advantages and the special and latest technology they recently adapted into. I'm also going to talk a little bit about Wanzhou itself and the future of Xintian Port. So without further ado, let's start the first part of the tour today, the overview of Xintian Port. So Xintian Port is actually one of the 3 strategic hot ports in Chongqing and is the eastbound gateway to the construction of Chengdu-Chongqing economic circle. The project plans to construct 195,000 ton berths, with the first phase completed and put into operation. Now, Chongqing's Xintian Port is one of the 3 major railway and water hub ports planned and constructed in Chongqing City. It's an important supporting project for Chongqing to build a shipping center in the upper reaches of the Yangtze River and promote the development of the Belt and Road and the Yangtze River economic belt. It's located in Wuxi Village, Xintian, Wanzhou District, Chongqing City, along the Zhenhu Stock Waterway. The Yangtze River waterway is 327 kilometers away from the main urban area of Chongqing City, and it's 947 kilometers away from Wuhan and 2,072 kilometers away from Shanghai. The port is arranged according to the front port and back park plan, with a planned area of 540 hectares and a total coastline of 5,200 meters. It will construct 195,000 ton berths with a total static investment of about 8 billion yuan. After completion, Xintian Port will have 850,000 bulk cargo berths, 10 multi-purpose berths, and 1 large cargo berth. The annual cargo throughput capacity of the port is 3.6 million tons, and the annual container throughput capacity is 450,000. Now, since the construction began in May 2012, there are currently 55,000 ton multi-purpose berths in operation, with the designed annual throughput of 6.25 million tons, including a container throughput capacity of 450,000, having a storage area of 210,000 square meters and various warehouses of 12,000 square meters. They now have 22 shore bridges, gantry cranes, rail cranes, and various mobile machinery, with a lifting capacity of 50 tons and a container operation efficiency of 16 containers per hour. The construction of national open ports is advancing in an orderly manner. the port has superior transportation conditions, with the Wanzhou Ring Expressway achieving a zero distance from the port area, and the Shugang Avenue has 4 lanes in both directions. The extension line of the railway collection and distribution center directly enters the first-level operation platform of the port, achieving seamless connection between the Yangtze River Golden Waterway and 2 major land trade channels, becoming an important hub connecting the Yangtze River economic belt and the new Land-Sea International Corridor. Now, we are here today thanks to the support and help from Xintian Port Logistics Limited Corporation. So I want to take a minute to talk a little bit about the corporation. The Chongqing Xintian Port Logistics Limited Corporation relies on ports and focuses on building a one port, 2 centers, and 1 hub. It integrates logistics elements such as warehouses, shipping, railways, highways, ports and expense trade logistics, supply chain logistics, and other businesses around multimodal transportation of railways, highways, and water. Chongqing Xintian Port Logistics Limited Corporation, with the core value of developing water transportation and serving society, the corporate culture of being as good as water, striving for excellency and dedication, and the corporate spirit
Okay, it's obvious that we have some connecting problems.
Yes.
But it's okay. We have a video on recovering this Xintian port in Wanzhou district of Chongqing. I'm gonna play it, and so you guys can watch the bird view of this port to better understanding this area. Watch this.
Okay, let's enjoy.
Hi,
Hi.
Adrian. Hi. So I saw that the Professor Chen has left the studio,
Yeah.
but I just want to say I was really inspired by Professor Chen's research and perspective on expanding how important the Chengdu-Chongqing Economic Circle to this Western China development. I mean, I'm really learning what I'm watching and hosting the show with you guys, and I think you guys are doing a great work today. This time I saw not only in this innovative measures in administrative management, measures in implement promotion and invest attraction and taxation strategy, taxation system optimization, through this joint construction, this 川渝 Hsinchu district, new district, new area, I think we can co-host and co-produce content like this on covering more, content about this area. I think it's a great area, and I'm glad that I can learn new things about it. It was really a totally new journey to me today. I never been there, and I never knew there are so many innovative measures there that I can really benefit the people in Sichuan and in Chongqing. So while we are waiting for Zhiyu to come back, okay, I think she has come back. Yeah.
Oh, let's see if she gets her connection right.
Yeah, and I think this content that SICC has brought to us today has been really deepen the vision for us to better understanding, the importance of Chongqing, Chengdu-Chongqing economic circle, also the radiation effects that this strategy has brought to this Western area in China. And that's the message that we wanted to deliver in this live stream show. So she has been back to this.
So she's ready. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Zhiyu. It's hard to get a signal in the port. You guys should know that if you guys are watching our show, and the weather condition is quite tough there. It's summer in Chongqing,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the future of the Chongqing and Sichuan and Chengdu, and I hope to see more co-development and collaboration in transportation, economy, and high technologies, education, and most importantly in food, because as you know, while we have many common features in food, there's more for all of us to explore in different flavors though.
Because you can actually enjoy the food between these areas, between Chongqing and Sichuan, such as take Wanzhou district as a sample. The food in Wanzhou is actually not like the really local style in Chongqing. It absolutely adapts these characters between Chongqing and Sichuan, the noodles, on this rice cuisine there, and also the flavor of their food are really special. So if you guys are watching our show and you guys wanted to visit Sichuan and Chongqing, you should definitely travel to this district between the two cities and provinces, because it's really amazing when you are visiting this area and experience the bonding and the collaboration and this biocide, this future and culture, combination between these areas, and that's going to be a great journey for you.
I'm looking forward to that. And
and
I've not been to that two places before, but now I seem like to have went to there. Yeah, because just as Millie and Zhiyu just introduced for all of us, and the two places are great examples for all of the regions who want to develop a coordinated regional development to learn from their example. So, and we can know that there are a lot of cooperation in the business between the two sides, and also the investments, and also the maybe in the future, I guess, maybe there will be overseas countries and some international cooperation for Chongqing and Sichuan, maybe, I guess, because there are the China Railway Express, and also some road construction, the road infrastructure connecting the overseas countries, the neighboring countries. So maybe in the near future, we will see more international companies to come over to invest into these two places. And boo, we are growing more rapidly, right?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, as an individual, when I'd always travel between Chongqing and Chengdu, we can hold one car and to take all the buses and all the subways in Chongqing and Chengdu with only one car. And that's really a huge step for this cooperation development in these two areas. I mean, people who travel from these two cities and areas are really benefit from this strategy and plan. Okay, Zhiyu is back.
Oh, Zhiyu. Hello, Zhiyu.
Hi.
We can hear you. Not now.
It's okay. So let's just talk about this, topics that you issue on this whole series of your production from SICC called Why China? Why China develop Western area? I think it's really a great topic that you guys issue on producing this series. Why China? I mean, everybody has been really curious about this topic worldwide. I mean, you guys can explain it to the world from the perspective of Western region. I think that's really brilliant.
Yes, because
So what are you guys gonna offer next episode with from Singapore? Okay.
Are you ready? Zhiyu.
Okay.
Hi, Zhiyu. Hi. We can hear you.
Are you ready for this, guys, in port? Xintian port.
Hi, Zhiyu.
I think she probably can't hear us, but Ruby, you can introduce to the audience.
Okay. You just asked me about the Why China call.
From Chongqing. Welcome back.
Okay, she's back.
Sorry for the interruption. The weather is just too hot, so we have to change the location and the equipment. Just as we mentioned before, after the brief introduction, I'm now going to give you the 5 leading advantages of Xintian Port. The first one is water area advantage. Xintian Port is the largest deep water port in the Three Gorges area, with a perennial water depth of over 10 meters. It's not affected by the low and flood season water levels of the Yangtze River waterway and can be passed by 10,000 townships year-round. And the second advantage among the 5 advantages is the transportation advantage. Xintian Port has extremely strong comprehensive transportation conditions. Through the expressway network of 1 ring road and 5 radiations, the arrival railway connecting with Dazhou Wanhe and the Chongqing Yichang Railway is seamlessly connected with the highway channel of about 20 kilometers of Wanzhou Wuqiao Airport. And the conditions for rail, highway, water, and air combined transportation are excellent, which we will talk about with more details later. And the third advantage is timelines advantage. Wanzhou district of Chongqing opened the and Yibi. Xintian Port can save 2 to 5 days in logistics time and 300 to 500 yuan per container in water transport cost. The fourth advantage is radiant advantage. Xintian Port has a good impact on the surrounding goods driving and gathering. With a radius of 200 kilometers, it radiates an area of approximately 130,000 square kilometers, The hinterland of the goods source is most of Chongqing northeast, eastern Sichuan, western Hubei and Hunan, Shanxi, Qiandong, and Xiangxi region. The last but not the least is port city advantage. Xintian Port has a strong advantage in port city coordinated development. With the continuous construction and operation of Xintian Port, it provides strong support for the coordinated development of the port and city and promotes high-quality living and development in Guangzhou urban area. Now, after the 5 great advantages of Xintian Port, and now I want to introduce to you the latest special technology that the company recently adapted into. And it's also related to one of the 5 advantages, which is the advantage of transportation. So on this year's June 20th, the first launch ceremony of rail water intermodal transportation was held at Xintian Port in Wanzhou, Chongqing, marking the official operation of multimodal transportation at Xintian Port in Wanzhou. The rear of the port area is directly connected to Wanzhong, Wanli, and other expressways, as well as the special railway line for the entrance to the port, which we will take you on a tour and take a look at it later. And it's connected to the Dazhou-Wanzhou Railway and the Yichang-Wanzhou Railway. The conditions for rail, highway, and water combined transportation are very convenient. With the official launch of the rail, road, water multimodal transport of Xintian Port, a cargo ship loaded with corn arrived at Xintian Port from port of Nanjing via the Yangtze River on June 20th, and then arrived at the prefecture through the Wanda Railway distribution, and then be transported to customers by road. Now let's take you on a journey. So the advantage of this technology is that compared to traditional modes, adopting multimodal transportation greatly shortens logistics transportation time. The entire transportation time of the batch of goods is saved by 2 to 3 days compared to the original, while reducing comprehensive logistic costs. Each standard box or container can save costs of 300 to 500 yuan. So after the technology we just talked about, I want to take you on a tour and take a look at the railway we just talked about that connected the port to the railway. So let's go on a tour now. And along the way, I want to talk a little bit about Wanzhou itself. So as we mentioned before, Xintian Port is located in Wanzhou, and Wanzhou is actually located in Chongqing. It's in the northeast of Chongqing and the heart of the Three Gorges area. It's the economic center of the central part of the Three Gorges area, with a permanent population of more than 1 million. The urban area is 110 square kilometers, and 263,000 Three Gorges immigrants have been located and resettled here. By 2022, the gross regional product of the whole region is more than 111 billion yuan. Okay, we're gonna walk a little slow. Wanzhou also has a prominent location and convenient transportation, and is a land connecting the river and the sea. The roads in Sichuan and Chongqing are difficult, as an ancient Chinese saying goes, but it's not difficult to reach Wanzhou. In history, there were 2 golden waterways and ancient post roads. Now it's the east opening door of Chengdu-Chongqing Economy Circle and an important node of the Belt and Road and the Yangtze River Economic Belt. In 2022, the Zhenwan High-Speed Railway was completed and put into operation, officially integrating into the national 8 vertical and 8 horizontal high-speed railway main channel. Wanzhou North Railway Station has increased to 60 pairs to high-speed railways per day. The south
Is it just me that I can't hear a thing, or is that?
I think there's been a connection.
Okay, they said the phone is dying because the weather is really high, so the temperature is so too high. They have to change a phone. I'm so sorry for our audience for your understanding. So, Zhiyu is now facing the really challenging weather condition outside of this town, and you guys can see how challenging this place is. So we can keep talking about the White China episode, I think. Ruby.
Okay, the White China episode, because we know that the worlds are curious about China, about especially in Western China, maybe because the eastern part has been developed so well, as we all know that, right? And so they might be curious because China is so has a vast land, but what happens to the western part? So they may be curious about that. So we want to answer the questions of all the curious people, to introduce them about how we develop, why we develop, and what we got in Sichuan. And maybe in the near future, as you just said, we want to collaborate more on this episode, right? Yeah, maybe we can talk about the Chongqing's development, and we will talk about the natural advantages and the historical advantages or social advantages that we got in the western part, and also because of the 19th Western China International Fair is to be held in maybe 3 days later, in the 3 days, right? And we want to take this opportunity to tell the world that we are in the West and we are developing fast. So on economy, on the innovation and infrastructure and all of the curious aspects, we will make videos or live streaming in the next few days. We will tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, we will also have 2 live streaming with Guangxi and with Yunnan. We will also have this live streaming to talk about our cooperation with them. So maybe we want to take this opportunity to help the world to know us better. That's why we have this episode, White China.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to. So Jiri is back now. So let's just try it again.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Hi.
of course. Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay, we are back now. Sorry for the hot weather. The equipment just not working with us. As we mentioned before, Wanzhou has a very obvious advantage in transportation, but it also has advantages in culture and history. Actually, it has Bayu culture and the Inuit culture all developing and combining here. Actually, Chongqing Three Gorges Immigration Memorial Hall, Cultural Center, Library, Stadium, and other cultural and sports facilities are all here. Wanzhou also has beautiful mountains and rivers. The forest cover rate of the whole district reached 56.5%, and the days of good air quality in the urban area remained stable for more than 340 days. With natural and cultural landscapes such as the Wanzhou Waterfall, it's a tourist hub and important destination for the Three Gorges. Industries such as green lining, intelligent equipment, and medicine, automobiles, and new materials are thriving. So although the weather is really hot here, but as you can see from the camera, it's really nice and beautiful. The view is really green and the sky is blue, the clouds are white, the river, I think it's just a great place for us to work here. And actually we are now on the railway of that we just mentioned before, that it connected the port with the other railways. It actually achieved zero distance. And also, this is the first phase of the project, which is already put into operation, as we mentioned before. And the second phase is now under construction. Actually, before that, the designed annual throughput of Hongxigo Port, which was the main port of Wanzhou, is only 6 million tons, but it was already unbearable with 12 million tons. So there was actually an example where the company had to ask for help from the railway to give their hand to deliver their tons of irons and goods from Guangxi to Chongqing to make the due date of production. And the cost, which alone increased by 200,000 yuan. So Wanzhou urgently needed to build a new port to expand the scale of cargo agglomeration and enhance the city's radiation capacity. That's why the second phase of Wanzhou Xintian Port project was put on the agenda. Sichuan and Chongqing have built Wanzhou Xintian Port into a multimodal transport hub port, one of the 3 strategic hub ports in Chongqing, and included it in the pilot project of building a transportation power and the major project of jointly building dual city economic circle in Chengdu, Chongqing region. In September last year, 2021, the project officially began construction, and the project will be completed by next year, 2024. The second phase of Xintian Port, currently under construction, is jointly invested by Sichuan and Chongqing, as we mentioned before, and the investment is about 1.698 billion yuan. It plans to construct 4 ton berths of 5,000 tons with a designed throughput capacity of 15 million tons, and is scheduled to be completed by 2024. At that time, Chongqing will add 195,000 ton berths and 45,000 ton bulk cargo berths, with a total throughput of over 14 million tons per year. Now, as a key project for the construction of the Chengdu-Chongqing economic circle, the completion of the second phase of Wanzhou Xintian Port will add momentum to the construction of the Wanda Taichuan Chongqing Coordinated Development Demonstration Zone, especially providing a new port connect rivers and seas for Sichuan. So I guess we can say that the bright future and the promising future is right here, right now, with us in Chongqing and at Xintian Port, Wanzhou. So this is Zhi from Chongqing. Now back to you.
Thank you, Zhi. Thank you. So I think we have talked so much about this White China Command and also the 19th Western China International Fair. So maybe I want to use a slogan to end our live streaming today. And that is, the world is already familiar with my name. The name refers to China, and the world is still familiar with my story. So now I want to answer the world, why China? And so much for the live streaming today. Thank you. Thank all the guests today, Echo from Chongqing and Zhi from Chongqing and Professor Chen Guang. And we will see you next time, and stay tuned for the next live streaming in the next few days. See you all. Bye.
Thank you, Ruby. And I'm going to wrap up for the live stream show from our side today. You know, the city of Chongqing strives to be a leading power in China's inland opening up, driven by the new International Land and Sea Trade Corridor, aka ILSTC. The corridor takes Chongqing as the operation center, and the western provinces, autonomous regions, and cities are the key nodes. It adopts railway, sea, highway, and other transportation methods to reach all parts of the world via Guangxi, Yunnan, and other coastal ports. It takes less time than going to sea via the eastern region, greatly shortened. So watch this episode produced by iChongqing and better understand this national strategy with us. Please watch.
Thank you. See you all.
Something
Bye.
remarkable is happening that is changing the way goods get to your local supermarket, store shelves, local businesses. However, most of us have never heard of this noteworthy trade route. The ILSTC, known as the International Land Sea Trade Corridor, is not only improving the way we ship goods, but it's improving each and every one of our lives. Ice cream from Australia and New Zealand, a variety of goods imported from Thailand, building materials from Germany, even porcelain from Singapore. Currently, I'm standing here at the ILSTC International Consumption Center, right in the heart of Chongqing. Now, you'll be surprised what you find here. Many products from all around this trade corridor, the latest products from around the world at the best prices. Now, what's more is tax refunds are also available here on location. Now, to understand how this remarkable trade corridor works and how it facilitates all these companies, including logistics and the supply of goods, we must learn how it's connected. The new International Land Sea Trade Corridor is a trade and logistic passage with an operational hub located here in Chongqing. The corridor covers a massive logistical area branching out to 393 ports in 119 countries and regions on 6 continents. It is one of the many corridors under the Belt Road Initiative, a global economic connectivity program initiated by China. The corridor is a critical project for Western China, which borders 13 countries, including Mongolia, Russia, Tajikistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bhutan, Nepal, India, Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. It faces Southeast Asian countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines across the sea. Domestically, all 12 Western provinces, autonomous regions, and municipalities have participated in it. Chongqing, Sichuan, Yunnan, Gaozhu, Tibet, Shaanxi, Gansu, Qinghai, Xintian, Ningxia, Inner Mongolia, Guangxi. It has attracted Hainan, Zhangjiang City, and Huaihua City as the starting point of the new International Land Sea Trade Corridor. The Chengdu-Chongqing Economic Circle strives to play a leading role as well.
So in 2023, the real sea intermodal trains of ILSTC have exceeded 300,000 TEUs. In May this year, Chongqing released the 5-year action plan of Chongqing Municipality to accelerate the construction of new international land and sea corridor. The plan aims to serve the construction of the Chengdu-Chongqing Economic Circle, further promote the construction of inland international logistics hubs and port highland, expand high-level opening up to the world, and better facilitate China's modernization. We are really looking forward to the future cooperation between Chongqing and Sichuan, and we are glad to have you guys watching our show today. For people who are watching from iChongqing's channel and Bridging News platform and witnessing this booming development in Western China. I hope you guys enjoy it, and thank you, Ruby, Millie, Zhiyu, and everyone who worked hard on this episode. It was a nice co-hosting project with you guys. I'll see you guys next time.
See you. Thank you, Echo. Thank you, Zhiyu. And now that the world's, the Chinese stories of the world anticipate are dynamic, changing, and evolving. So we will continue to tell you the stories about China, about Western China in the next few days and in the next, and we will continue more bilingual videos and live streaming about this episode. So stay tuned and see you all. Bye. This is so much for our live streaming today. See you. Bye.